Okay, so this is September 29th, and the sneaky guys at GoPro just finally let us know that they're going to put out the camera, the new GoPro Hero 4. And so there's been a lot of questions flying around. People have asked me a lot of questions today. I got my buddy Rich on the phone here because Rich has had more time to read about this and watch the promotional videos than I've had. I've just kind of snuck in between work breaks and things today and read what I could. Rich, what does it look like? I mean, what impresses you most about what they've shown about the new GoPro that's coming out in about a week?
I think one of the things I've just been looking at just now actually is the fact that the battery actually fits in the bottom. There's a little, unlike the GoPro that we all know and love, it's actually in the bottom under here on a slider, so you actually pull it to the side and the door opens and the battery actually sits inside the camera rather than fiddling around with this back door. So I think that's one improvement that's been made, along with thousands of others.
So that's what is allowing us to have a screen on the back now, is the fact that we don't have to pull off a backpack, right?
But only a screen on the silver version of the camera, not on the black version of the camera.
Do you know, does it have still have a back door on it? I mean, do we still put the battery loaded from the back on that one?
No, the battery again fits in the bottom of the camera, but there's no screen. And I guess with the black, you have the 4K, but also on the silver, you don't have 4K.
Wow. See, the thing that aggravates me about this is now that my friends at Wasabi have come up with this battery backpack that fits inside, but the only way to put it on is from the back. So that's going to sort of obsolete that battery for the Hero 4. But I've already been in touch with Terry Foldenauer again today. He says they're hard at work on some option that's going to outdo the GoPro battery, so I guess we'll see. Hey, Rich, so I was curious, what do we have a 240 frame per second option now, or is that totally gone?
Not from what I can see, no. Especially in HD, there's not. We have 120 in 1080p.
Yeah.
I think that's correct, if I can remember rightly. I've looked at so much today. Yeah. The other thing that's sticking out in my mind is that with the black, they're actually making different versions. So they're having the black surf, so it comes with all the mounts for surfboards and underwater. They're also doing a music version that you might be interested in, that comes along with all music mounts.
Very interesting. And as far as I know, I guess the old GoPro mounts will all work with this new one, right? As far as you can tell?
Yeah, from what I've read and seen today, that looks like that all the GoPro mounts, apparently even the housings work for the 3, and the 3 Plus will fit the 4. Not sure what the fit's going to be like. But people were really concerned about that across the web today, saying that, we're going to have to buy all new bits and, harnesses, but apparently not. It should all fit.
Well, you're right, though. I might go for the music version just because I am a musician, and if the old fittings will work, then I'm still okay. Hey, what do you think about the night vision kind of? It's not really night vision, but it's extra long exposures. It looks like you could do, maybe you set your GoPro out in the yard at night to get the stars, and you could set like a 15-second exposure and do time lapses that way. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're saying anything up to 30 seconds, actually.
Wow.
Which would be even better. So, up in the Appalachia, up in the top of the mountains, you'll be able to set it up. So every 30 seconds, it'll be ticking away. That's a huge advantage on that camera. It's something that we couldn't particularly do. And it's got a low light setting as well.
So that is something that's really poor quality about the old GoPros, the Hero 3s, Hero 3 Pluses, Hero 2s as well. Just terrible low light performance. But yeah, from what I saw in one of their demo videos, it looked pretty good, didn't it? Did you watch some of the demo videos?
Yeah, I did watch some of the videos. It's always a bit risky watching demo videos because I think it can build the hype a little bit more than what maybe actually is true. Not saying that they're lying from what they do, but they use some really good quality production. They put it through their site. It won't be the same if you put it through YouTube, as we all know. But I think it will from the footage that I've seen of it, and they're saying it's 2 times processor speed. I think I read today that it will continue. Do you know much about that, or do you know much about how the 4K will actually impact the camera?
Well, that's something I noticed when I went there, that the old Class 10 cards that they used to have featured down at the bottom that you could buy are now replaced by something that says a 633 time card that you can get from Lexar. I went ahead and purchased one of those today, a 64 gig one, just thinking that it's going to take a very, very high speed card. I looked at my old SD cards that said 300 times on it. So I guess these 633s are going to be the new recommended card. I mean, I would imagine there's going to be a lot of heat generated. I don't know. I'm just very interested to see. I'm going to get one of these, Rich, and I'm going to test it. I'm going to be hopefully one of the first people to press buy on October 5th. And I'm not going to rush to putting out a review. I know a lot of people are going to try to be the first one out there because they want a lot of hits. I want to really check the thing out. I'm going to give it about 2 or 3 days. I'm going to try every new thing that they say that it will do. I mean, I'm going to take it out to Linville Gorge, and I'm going to try to shoot some night vision or some night shots, long exposure, see if I can get maybe some Brown Mountain lights. But I'm going to really put it through the test. I might do an unboxing video or something. But yeah, I mean, the 4K thing, yeah, I still don't know how much people are going to use it. I do see this, though, as a gateway into motivating people to buy 4K TVs. I mean, let's face it, a ton of people are going to buy this camera, and then they're going to want to see their video in 4K. I mean, wouldn't you agree that this is going to be sort of a impetus to get people to go out and buy 4K televisions?
Yeah, or some sort of form of 4K playback screens. Maybe Apple will bring out something in their iMac that will have a 4K screen, which will allow you to do it. But I think, we're heading that way. I think 3D will die a death very shortly. It's never really caught on that well, even back in the mid-90s when they tried to do it before. It all sort of went off to the wayside. And I think 4K is the way forward. And you and I have spoken about that before, and I think that's what will happen. But just going back to the cards for a minute, I've been using, need my glasses, I've been using the Lexar. That's a 600 speed. Where you think you got the 633, haven't you, that you've ordered?
Yeah, that's what I've ordered, but I don't know what the difference is. It may be that 600 you have is just fine. I mean, I would imagine, like I say, if I go into my GoPros now, I bought a bunch that say Class 10 300 times. And so we'll see. I mean, maybe that one, we need to search that out and see what it says the recommended card would be. But so we've got, let me ask you, how often do you think you'll use 1080p at 120?
I think the 120 I would use for certain situations. Again, maybe for catching waterfalls or splashes or something that I want to really slow down and look at. I think for the sports people, that's superb. It's the quality that we need to be able to slow that product or slow that film down to it's in post-edit as slow as we can get it. So I think it has its place.
Yeah, I think I'll be honest, I think you could slow it down. And immediately people are going to say you're going to slow it down to 25%. I think it'll be okay if you even go down to 24 frames. I mean, I really do. I think you'll be able to slow stuff down really well. Maybe even less than that if you want to, just to get really good effects. I guess the only letdown I have is I really was hoping they'd do a 720, 240, particularly for, catching hummingbird wings and things like that. That was kind of something I would, I really wanted to do some very high-speed videography, shooting things with guns, apples, and eggs and things again. I was hoping I'd be able to get that in high def, whereas we used to do it, we are able to do it in standard def with the old GoPro. But, hey, still there's a lot to be excited about, isn't there?